morning. Welcome to the show, Focus Daily TV. Hit that like button, subscribe, support the channel. Today we will be speaking about contract law versus the laws of God. Last week we spoke about public law. Let's get to it. 97-280. Hopefully y'all can see that. Public law 97-280 states that whereas the Bible, the Word of God, has unique contributions to the shaping of the United States as a distinctive and blessed nation of people, whereas deeply held religious convictions springing from the Holy Scriptures led to the early settlement of our nation, whereas biblical teaching biblical teachings inspired concepts of civil government that are contained in our Declaration of Independence and the United States, the Constitution of the United States. Whereas many of our great national leaders, among them President Washington, Jackson, Lincoln, and Wilson, paid tributes to the surpassing influence of the Bible in our country's development. As in the words of President Jackson, that is, the Bible is the rock of our republic. So basically that's stating that the word of God is the law of the land. So if the Bible is the law of the land, how did we get caught up in contract law? That's what we'll be discussing today. As usual, I have a little short video and I'll be reacting to it. Hopefully, you have your discernment caps on. Let's go.
When you have the lawsuit, this is the court, folks. As a judge, I swear to support the Constitution of the United States. United States means two or more people coming together in a closed area. Doesn't this have thing four corners? This is a closed area. It's called paper. It carries the cargo words. The words have terms and definitions. This book not only has a sentence, but every word in this book.
So once again, the Bible is the true law of the land. The word in God is what the word of God is what is prominent in this land of America, quote unquote. However, due to, once again, registration, classification, birth certificates, social security cards, and things of that nature, we found ourselves bound by contracts.
This book is defined and has a syntax, quantumized definition. Every word is accounted for in this book, including a lot more words. It took Russell and I 6 years, 12,000 hours. We had a team of guys breaking up A, B, C, D, E. And of all the 2 million words in the English language, we got 720 words that are syntaxed. That's it. Pretty simple. Average person has a 12,000 word vocabulary. You only need 720 to learn syntax.
So it is important that we become familiar with vocabularies. So my suggestion is to go get you a Webster's 1828 dictionary. A lot of the information that I'm presenting is coded or encoded within the words of that book. He's summing up corporate usage of wordage.
And in 99% of the cases, you use less than 50 different words in an entire lawsuit to win your case. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out.
Yes, words are important.
It's so simple. Once you get it, it's mathematical. But this is the court. This is the contract between you and the judge. The courtroom is irrelevant. The seals that are hanging on the walls are irrelevant. This flag is the correct sentence structure communication syntax flag, which advertises that.
So basically, he's presenting the depths of the Universal Commercial Code, which totally goes against the Bible, which is the Word of God. Here on Focus Daily TV, we speak about biblical prophecy and how it applies today in the world we live in. But most importantly, we're speaking about the coming of the Lord and how we must prepare ourselves for his arrival. But first, we must learn the truth of what occurred right here in America to those known as the African or Afro-Americans, who are indeed the people, the children of God that the Bible speaks of.
This is correct. You place a postage stamp up on your corner. You sign across it. That makes you the postmaster transporting the vessel of the document to the clerk of the court, which is the port of the court. She puts her...
So now he's getting into maritime law, admiralty law, which is just contract law in other words, in other word usage. The laws of the land which we live in, the dirt which God formed us from, is the laws of God. God's laws are based on the land, not the sea. But unfortunately, due to our failure to follow the word of God and continue to keep his laws and commandment, we found ourselves inundated in maritime admiralty foolishness.
Stamp on it. When she puts her stamp on it, you sign your name across her stamp, making you a postmaster of not only your paperwork and your vessel, but now you're in contract with the port authorities of the court, because this is...
So yeah, we're really starting to get into it. And speaking about this admiralty stuff, Google maritime law, admiralty law. You might want to draw on them versus the laws of the land.
The courthouse, which is a foreign...
The laws of the land, which are the laws of God.
Foreign vessel in dry dock, so you've entered a foreign vessel stamp, making you a postmaster of not only your paperwork and your vessel, but now you're in contract with the port authorities of the court, because this is a courthouse, which is a foreign vessel in dry dock, so you've entered a foreign vessel. Now you're the postmaster and clerk of a foreign vessel in dry dock. Now you've got a 24-karat gold bonded document that has to go into court. But
I know this might seem a little confusing, but here on Focus Daily TV, all you have to do is just listen, and then the truth will become apparent. You could also go back to some of the previous episodes that I've recorded. I've been doing this for like 2 years, and I have plenty of information that'll bring you up to speed. But one thing you could also do is hit that like button, subscribe, and support the channel. Hashtag Focus Daily TV. We're trying to make a living bringing this truth to you directly from the Word of God.
But if you're going to sign the stamp on the front, you have to also endorse the back of the top of the cover page, because that's called an endorsement. How many of you can cash a check at the bank without endorsing your check? Nobody.
Contracts.
Because if you take the document and you roll it up, when you unroll it, the top of the back, when they sealed those scrolls, they would put a seal on it. That was the endorsement. And that gave the document its value. And not only that, this book is bonded together. When I went to court in 1997, I used to have 3-ring notebooks with my paperwork in it. I went to testify. The judge says, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, I'm testifying to my book." He says, "That's all loose paper." He says, "You got to have a bonded book in order to be an author with the authorization to talk about the authority of your authentic document." And it's a document. That's why you get a docket number when the vessel comes to the court and it gets docketed.
It's a staple.
Once again, he's taking us back to this sea foolishness, this Leviathan foolishness.
People considered.
No, Staples Maritime Law Staples is not bonded together. However, you put the staple as a mechanical device to hold the papers together, and then take super glue, put a drop on it, and the capillary attraction will fuse the papers together. You can have 3 forms of bonding. You can glue it, you can stitch it, and you can rivet it. I sent Janet Reno a letter charging her with treason against the United States, and she sent me back a letter, 2-page letter, with 6 3/8 of an inch brass rivets. There were 6 big, thick brass rivets to hold 2 sheets of paper. She says, you want bonded documents? Here's a bonded document.
All right, y'all. We just beginning into this contract law, but I have a lot more to bring. Until next time.
Hello, UCAR. Peter Christensen here, coming to you from the CEO's desk.
Support the channel. We out.